Hey everyone, welcome to Silvermania. Today we're at the mall and we just bought Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance. And today we're gonna do a speed run of the game. Speed run. Metal Gear Solid Revengeance speed run. Got my pink controller. Jared doesn't like it.
It's fucking retarded. It's like dumb stickers on it. It's all slippery.
Alright.
Force. Be mindful of the Force.
Yes.
There it is.
There we go.
You ready? Oh, what's this shit? Oh.
You want to update? Yes, I'd love to update.
Okay. Why are you reading all of it?
I'm not reading all of it.
Okay.
I guess I'll turn it off when it... Okay.
Hey guys.
Oh. Whoa.
Hey Frank. We're playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh, god damn it.
We're trying to do a speed run.
Alright.
What?
Alright, this is like a thing. Okay, this... Alright, this... I just beat Rising a few days ago.
Well, I don't want you to spoil it.
Oh, that's just gonna happen.
Alright.
So, you're a Metal Gear fan, I should warn you, fair enough. Because that's the thing, that's my whole problem with the game is, this game's cool if you've never played a Metal Gear game before. Okay. Unfortunately, though, the problem that I have is that, you make a game and you title it Metal Gear. There should be something there for Metal Gear fans, and as a Metal Gear fan, I was like really insulted by this game. I mean, okay, so the gameplay, I'll start with the gameplay was actually really good. Like it's a really fun hack and slash game. I enjoyed it a lot, and I just got like the Fox Blade and I upgraded it so I can cut through like everything. Like any enemy that is not a boss, just instant death and they're right into pieces. I don't have to go into the blade mode to cut things apart, which is a lot of fun. So if anybody didn't get did you get the DLC?
I think so. Oh, did you get the
You get it for reserving it.
Oh, you're talking about Grey Fox?
Yeah, the Grey Fox armor. But one of the so like okay, that being said, the gameplay is a lot of fun and the functionality of the level designs are really good. But that's the only things. Oh, and the voice acting is actually good. But those are the only things that are like top notch, like 9 out of 10. Everything else is bland and forgettable. Like the story is just kind of like another video game story. But as a Metal Gear fan, I was insulted by this, like borderline insulted by the story. The end boss is a senator from fucking Denver, butt fucking Colorado, and this motherfucking asshole like walks out wearing like his fucking rolled up sleeves, button up shirt with his tie and his stupid slacks and his dress shoes, and he's got a cigar in his glasses and he's doing bump things on his forehead, and he's like, I might be a trip, and I'm like, really? This is it? And so he pilots this Metal Gear, and I'm like, okay, I can get down with that. Then he gets out and starts fighting you, and he does like this absorbent thing, and all the like the life stream from Final Fantasy VII like comes and like swirls into his body.
Mako?
And yeah, like the Mako. It comes at Mako. It comes in and it goes into his body, and it made me so butt fucking angry when you're sitting there, you're fighting him, and this guy's supposed to be this big problem. It was an insult.
Okay, wait, what's going on here?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh. What's it doing?
It restarted itself.
Oh, this fucking thing. I know this isn't necessarily a Rising so much as it is a modern game thing, but I'm sitting there fucking playing the game. I put it in. I put the disc in, right? I go, okay. Oh, you need a system update. Well, oh, well, okay. Well, first I clicked on the game, and then it said it brought up the system update. So I was like, okay, download the system update. All right, do it. And it gets it done. It's like, all right, are you ready to play the game now? You ready? And I said, yeah, I'm ready to play the game. It's like, all right, click on the game. So I clicked on the game, and it went, time to download something else for the game. And I said, what? And so I downloaded this other thing for the game, and I'm like, can I play it next though? Like after we're done this, can we play it? Yeah, sure, we can play it. So it downloads, it does its whole thing, and then it loads up, it finishes and brings me back to the main menu again. Yep. So I click on the Metal Gear icon again to start the game, and it says, well, now we need to install. And I said, but you promised. And it said, I'm installing now. And I said, you promised me. And then it installed, which it's doing now. It like skipped the step for you. It skipped the second download it did for me. And then I get all that done, and then these stupid 6 logos. I had to sit through 6 logos before I could start the game. And then I go to start the game, and I press start, and Raiden kept being like, and the press start vanished, but none of the other menus appeared. So I had to power off the system and go back in. And then I went to my motherfucking PlayStation account, my PlayStation Network account, and what happens? I'm in there, and it won't let me add funds to my wallet so I can buy the Metal Gear Solid 4 skin. I can't figure out why. It's ridiculous. If I want to add funds, why won't they let me add funds? They looked up on a line, and everyone saying PlayStation's like, hey, you can't do that. You can't do it. It's probably your bank's fault. And I'm like, no, that's dumb. But anyway, about the game, like, back to the game itself, like, the level of environments are kind of bland and uninteresting in the end. Like, I found them kind of boring to look at, and the coolest one was, like, this Japanese garden, but I was a little upset to find out that it was just in a giant skyscraper in Denver, Colorado.
Did the game look better than 4?
Oh, God, no. Okay, shadows looked better. Let's be honest. When the shadows that were cast in Metal Gear Solid 4...
Metal Gear Solid 4 came out in 2007.
8.
Oh, my mistake.
And the shadows that came down in that game looked like a bolt of lightning of black lightning was coming towards a pole. In this game, it was better. But that being said, that's the only thing that really looked better. I mean, Raiden's animations were actually really good, but everyone else's animations were kind of bland and forgettable, and like the geckos look poorly animated. It's like, you already got them right in Metal Gear Solid 4.
My main problem with the game, aside from Hideo Kojima not really handling it properly...
Well, he did one thing right. He did give the action-oriented aspects of the game to the right people.
Yeah, I do like the action stuff. You know, it reminds me a little too over-the-top Devil May Cry style, where in Metal Gear Solid 4... Raiden didn't do anything that crazy as he did in that game. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. What bothers me about Raiden in this game is that in Metal Gear Solid 4, it's like Raiden ended his story. Like, he got out of it. Like, there was always this parallel between him and Gray Fox. They were both child soldiers. They became manipulated tools that were turned into cyborgs. And Gray Fox died. Like, there was no way out of it for him. He died very miserable. Crushed by Rex, and then Raiden's sitting there, and he gets out. He gets his family back, and he's able to go on. And all of a sudden, he's back into war. And that's not necessarily what bothered me so much as his mentality. He has this whole thing like, "Oh, I'm my sword of justice, and these people deserve to die." But he knew Snake, like one of the most influential people in that world, whose whole thing that murder is bad, regardless of what you is Snake alive in Revengeance? They never mention whether he's alive or not, but he shouldn't be, based on what 4 said. Because of 6 months after 4?
Roughly, yeah. Like, your body's going to give out.
4 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I liked Raiden in that compared to 2, because as you know, I sat down and played them in chronological order, so I played 3, 1, 2, 4. Yeah. And 4 was definitely my favorite. 1's my second favorite. And as you know, I beat Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation without a memory card. Played it straight through. Had a really good time.
Like Resident Evil.
Not to toot my own horn. But I thought Revengeance was supposed to take place after 2.
It was
supposed to bridge the gap.
And that would have been good, because you want to know why? Because there's a character arc there. Yeah. You see Raiden lose everything and break and become something else, and then you see how he recovers from that in 4. And that was an arc that was already established that they could have explored and shown you. Instead, they're like, oh, we got to make him emotional in this new game. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they're like, oh, well, here's what we'll do. We'll put Raiden in. This time we'll make him unlock his Jack the Ripper persona, because Jack's gonna let her rip. And I was like, and by the time the game ends, it's like basically this unlocks, and he's like, oh, this is just who I am. I actually really like killing people. And that's just who I am. And at the end of the game, he doesn't go home to his family. No, he's in like a back alley with like getting ready to fight more cyborgs, and he's wearing like a suit. And I'm like.
But
like, they ruined what happened at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Well, they also ruined what happened at the end of 2 of Rose and then his family. And
this game hardly goes into his family. They mentioned that they're like in New Zealand, and that's where they're hiding because they're going to be safe there. And I'm like,
hobbits.
The hobbits will keep them safe. But I was just so upset because it's like you had this arc, you had this ending, and you took that ending and everything that was good about it you got rid of. And when you're spending $60 motherfucking dollars on a game that's supposed to be Metal Gear, don't do something to a character that's going to destroy the most impactful entry of the franchise that tied every loose end up.
Yeah, because it would have been cool if Revengeance took place between 2 and 4, and you started as Raiden, much like you start like Snake in 2.
And you ride in regular Raiden, not a cyborg.
Yeah, so you play one mission.
Yes.
You turn into a cyborg.
Yeah, you rescue Sonny, and then you get caught.
And then it ends when you show up in 4 at the desert.
Yeah, right before he goes to 4, right before he shows up in the city at 4 to help Snake. That's when it should have ended.
And then he could rescue Big Boss's body. He could rescue Sonny.
You know, it would have been a cool final boss for that.
What?
If they did like the Patriots were trying to take a build a completely machine version of Gray Fox with an AI.
Oh, that's cool.
That would have been a cool final boss. And instead, we fight a senator from Colorado with nanomachines. So you know how you kill him? You know, you kill him because in the game, Raiden, as an idiot, repeatedly tries to pummel him to death. Whereas, Snake, Big Boss, they were smart people. And they figured out ways to... And so he didn't do that. Raiden repeatedly tries to pummel him. Well, his thing is that he has nanomachines that when he receives injury, his body tries to compensate for it. You know what you do? You smother him so he can't breathe. Because your body can compensate all it can, but when it comes to no oxygen, your body just dies.
His body heals like Vamp.
No, it doesn't heal. If he gets an injury, it stays there. But if he gets hit, his body will be like, "Ooh, I'm hard." So you get hurt.
So it's like Greed in
but he doesn't control. Well, he does sort of control it, but it'd be like if Greed's activated automatically upon a strike, where you can hit. Technically, you could hit Greed fast enough to hurt him. But in the end, it was just dumb that they did this whole Jack the Ripper thing, and I understand it is a cool thing, it's dumb because it's Raiden, and it's dumb because it's Metal Gear. If they would call this game Rising, and the main character was Buttfucker, I would have more fun with the stupid game.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was another...
It was just completely different, or even a spin-off, like Acid. I would have been much happier. It's just that they're diluting this world and this franchise that literally every single entry I've been happy with. And one of the other things that bothered me in the game was the characters. Every character that they invent in this game, made up for this game, including Raiden, because Raiden is not the same person he was in any of the other games, and I don't care what anybody says, he's not behaving the way he did. Even in the beginning, he doesn't behave the way he did at all in 4. Every character they made up is kind of just boring. It's not that I don't like. There's one I don't like, and it's this little asshole named George, but it's because he talks like an idiot, and they put him he fucking quotes Vanilla Ice in the game. He says, "Go ninja, go ninja, go," and he says, a cyborg ninja, cowabunga, go ninja, go," and I said, "Shit, Chad." Oh,
I gotta turn it back on.
Wait.
Alright, let's see if I can play it now.
You're actually gonna play this?
Yeah. We're trying to do a speed run.
As a Metal Gear fan, I hope you like it. I mean, Jared, you've never played Metal Gear, so you'll probably like it because you don't have that attachment to the franchise.
Yeah.
But as someone who had an attachment to the franchise, it was just rough, that's what bothers me because it's really fun to play. Well...
Did it turn off?
What's going on?
Alright, so I just...
Ah, yes. The installing segment, yes.
I remember this happened when I played Far Cry 3. I took it out of the box.
Yeah.
And had to update the system and install the update. And then I tried to play a game, and then I installed the game. And then it had to download the patch. But I wasn't signed into the PlayStation Network. So I had to make my account, which I didn't have. Because I was playing, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I eventually downloaded the patch, which then had to install, which then had to reinstall the game again. And I timed it. It took me 50 minutes to play the game.
I gotta say, no matter how many of these games I play, I'm never gonna stop missing the days when I could just put a cartridge in and start playing, or put a disc in and start playing. Like,
I heard the PlayStation 4 is gonna do that, but
very nice. I mean, again, Rising it's just like everyone's so boring in the game. Like, you're talking to all these people, you have all these codec conversations, and I'm just like, I don't really want to talk to them. And I called them a few times. They did to try it out. And it's just boring. There's Doctor. So he's dumb.
Was it worth it?
The art book's really cool.
Of course, because the art.
I got the art book. It was gorgeous. It was amazing.
What's his name? Like Toji
Yoji Shinkawa is my favorite illustrator.
Okay. Yeah, he's great stuff in all the Metal Gear games. And stuff.
I just didn't. It's worth it. It's both worth it and not. Part of me sits here and wishes I didn't play it because it legit, like, the next day, like, this is over dramatizing it maybe, but the next day I was legitimately like a little defunk all day, and I was just kind of like,
Did it came with an art book? I guess you had a reserve thing.
Yeah.
Did it come with any booklet inside the game that was cool?
No. That's another thing I can't stand. Games today, the only company that I've played that has released a manual that's worth looking at is Square Enix nowadays.
I would say Atlas too.
Atlas, they put stuff in there.
Persona had a pretty cool thing.
Oh, that's cool. But everyone else, it's just here's I don't even care if it's black and white. It's just give me some content in there, and I'm looking through this, and it's like, no, well, instead of putting the content, we'll do bare minimum in 3 different languages.
Now remember Metal Gear? You had to read that manual, kind of, and the back of the box, you had to look at it. They kind of forced you to.
Because the codec, they were check the back of the box. Well, the first time I played Metal Gear Solid, I played Twin Snakes.
Okay.
And it said check the back of the box, not back of the CD case. So I was looking for a box in the game to look on the back of, and I was sitting there so angry that I couldn't find it. I had to look it up online what they meant. I went,
that's the first time you played Metal Gear? Was on Twin Snakes?
Well, that was the first time I played the first Metal Gear Solid. I had played.
Which one did you start with?
I started with Metal Gear Solid 2. I have a soft spot because of that. I really liked it. And plus, let's be honest, the opening chapter with Snake is just amazing. Where you're on the tanker.
Yeah, the opening bridge scene.
It's really, there's so much detail put into that. And that was one of the things I like. That's when they made a big deal. Everyone made a big deal because you could shoot glass bottles and break them. And that was really the ketchup bottles in the kitchen, and there were so many destructible things. And you could also take guys that you knocked out or killed and drag them to the little doors in the ship and throw them into the ocean. And, if you're out in the rain too long, you got sick, and you had to, take the cold medicine. And then when you walked inside, you dragged footprints, and you dropped water everywhere. And the pitter-patter up the stairs, you're
I like trying to roll forward up the stairs.
Yeah, and you'll hit it, and you go and it was... and I may be a little oddball here, and I hope for the sake of all other Metal Gear fans I am. I hope that everyone else loves this game. But I liked Raiden originally because I liked him because I liked the purpose he served in a character driven is a story which is basically character driven. Well, you got to experience Snake differently and from this third person perspective
because the Patriots are trying to they were trying to. The Patriots in 2 were trying to
emulate Shadow Moses.
Emulate Shadow Moses. So pretty much you were playing 1 over again in a different environment.
And it was cool, but I like being able to look at Snake when I wasn't playing as him for a change. I got to see how other people see Snake.
With the Iroquois Pliskin stuff.
Yeah, and it was really cool to be able to do that, and I thought that was nice. It's not something I would want them to repeat over and over again, but, oh man, this thing takes so long. But, I do like a lot of the content that they put in Rising. They put a lot of, downloadable stuff, a lot of unlockable stuff. It does kind of suck that you had to unlock the Fox Blade and its subsequent power-ups, but now I get why, because the game's not fair. It's unfairly different.
So you had to buy or reserve
the game to get it.
So you reserve or buy, or you can buy it later, and then you have to unlock it in the game?
Yeah, with like a lot of battle points. And it's a little irritating. At first it pissed me off, but once I got the whole I can cut everything into pieces with regular attacks, I went, oh, the game just isn't hard anymore. And bosses are still a bit of a challenge. The bosses were very creatively designed. Actually, the only boss that I thought was really cool in the game was this guy called Monsoon, because he has different segments that when you attack him in blade mode or in your regular attacks, while he's got this purple haze around him, he just moves out of the way so you can't cut him.
You know what'd be cool?
Yeah.
If the game started with your child soldier, Grey Fox, and it ends with you being killed by Rex.
You know what Kojima wanted this originally to be? He wanted it to be a game about Grey Fox. Oops. He wanted it to be about Grey Fox. Oh, it's the missus. She's on her way home, so I'm going to have to leave soon. He wanted to be about Grey Fox, but then he's kind of like, well, if it's a Grey Fox game, I have to be more hands-on. I guess because he's more attached to Grey Fox as a character than he is to Raiden.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, that got me kind of excited. And when I'm playing it as a cyborg ninja with the Fox Blade, I just want to play as Grey Fox now. Like, he's more interesting to me than Raiden, even though I do like Raiden. I just don't like where Raiden went with the whole... They went with an arc they didn't have to go with, and I would really like to sit down and talk to them and find out why they switched the time placement. I would really love to hear a good explanation. If I hear an explanation like Kojima's like, listen, I decided that it probably wasn't a good idea that someone other than me handle stuff before that point, and before Metal Gear Solid 4 ends, I'll be like, okay, you know what, I respect that. Because I'd rather have him write that segment after these abysmal writers.
So,
what?
What's your final conclusion of Rise?
Go ride my bike. Or something. And, like, do something. I'll see you guys later.
It's almost done installing.
I don't care anymore.
So what's your final thought?
Pissed him off. My final thought is, if you're not a Metal Gear fan, you like hack and slash games, you should probably play it. But at the end of the day, there are better hack and slash games for hack and slash fans. Devil May Cry, God of War. And that's coming from someone who's not a huge fan of God of War.
Sure.
But those are better hack and slash games at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, if you're a Metal Gear fan, there are better Metal Gear games. And I'm not talking about it from the stealth aspect. From the stealth, I'm actually glad they changed, not because I don't like the stealth. The stealth gameplay is amazing. It's nice to create that different feel so that you have different entries in the franchise that have different feels. But at the end of the day, if you're a fan of Metal Gear, to me Metal Gear is a brilliant, emotional, well-told, gorgeous story, and this doesn't have that. And to me, a hack and slash game, it is a hack and slash game, it's a very good one, but there are better ones. Only play this as a hack and slash fan if you've already beaten the other ones. That's pretty much what I have to say. I mean, it's still not bad. It's not a bad game. It's not. But I wouldn't stretch to call it a great game either. It's missing a lot of the elements. It's fun to play, but a fun game doesn't make it a great game.
You think it'll be fun on the speed run?
No, I do not. And I'm just gonna get going. I'm gonna go home to my fiance.
All right. Turn the system back on.
Yep.
See ya. Alright guys, gonna let's play this by myself, speedrun! Alright. Alright, here we go! Alright, gonna load this up. I swear to God, if I have to install a patch, I'll kill myself. Alright. So he said there's like 20 logos here. Konami, Kojima, was that Pioneer? I don't know what that is. Havoc. Cryware. Dolby Digital. You know what? I don't think I want to play anymore after everything Frank said and all this bullshit. I think I'm going to play something that I know works. Hey! Got him! You got him. Hey!